Hello, Brick Dark here, and today I'm reviewing the LEGO Harry Potter The Dueling Club set, which had 4 minifigures, 129 pieces, and retailed for $20 back when it was released in 2002. So here is Harry Potter. He comes with the old piece they used for the wands, which was just a bar piece. He also comes with that old hair, yellow face, because this is a pre-2004 set. On the back, the cape is a little frayed, but you can see they have a nice star pattern along with the copyright symbol, which I just find kind of amusing that they still had to put the copyright symbol on a cape with stars on it. He does have the Gryffindor logo, and since it's a 2002 figure, there is no back torso printing. I don't think they started introducing back torso printing until probably the 2010s or 2009. Draco Malfoy is much the same story, this time coming with a black bar piece to represent his wand. Does come with the Slytherin robes with that green undershirt and the Slytherin logo. Has the very standard male hairpiece, which this character does not have a double-sided face, but when people that do have double-sided face use this hairpiece, their mouth always shows up on the bottom of this, and that's why I hate this hairpiece. It's interesting that they still gave the students this cape, despite them not actually wearing these capes in the movies, but it is a nice cape nonetheless. It's just this nice blank starry design. He does have a face that looks pretty disgusted, or like he doesn't care. And that's it for Draco Malfoy. Now here is Professor Severus Snape. This is probably the most interesting figure in the set. You see, he has a glow-in-the-dark face. Yes, that's right. For the first couple years of Harry Potter, they gave Snape a glow-in-the-dark face, which I find really weird, but at the same time, it makes the figure really cool. He does have some purple robes at the front, as well as just a black cape. Nothing too much else going on there, but the fact that he got a glow-in-the-dark head, you can kind of see that light up. But the fact that they was given a glow-in-the-dark head, because I know Voldemort was given one, and that makes sense, but to see Snape given one, I don't know, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see by LEGO. This is Gilderoy Lockhart, and I think this is one of the only times we've ever gotten this figure in a LEGO set, because he came in the Chamber of Secrets from, I think, 2002, and he might have come in the Hogwarts Castle from that year. But anyways, this is definitely the cheapest way to get him. He does have this really interesting hairpiece, which I don't think is exclusive, but I don't think is in much production anymore, or is used that much anymore. Pretty simplistic torso print. He has a green cape and a very confident smile, which, of course, because if you remember Lockhart, he's kind of a narcissist. And it does fit the character, though I just find it interesting that they never have remade the character from this original 2002 wave of sets. For the builds of this set, there's the little Hogwarts section, and then there's the dueling bit. For this Hogwarts section, I used some very large pieces. This whole bit is on one singular plate, and the wands just fell out of the barrel behind Lockhart. They also use these big pillar pieces. On the front, there's these banners, which are each stickered. It's a pretty nice sticker. There's enough room to fit probably like 4 or 5 figures on there, including on the seat. There is this barrel which has the 2 wands. Tan one is Gilderoy's according to the instruction, and the grey one is Snape's. On the side here, you'll find a pretty interesting print. It's an old spell book, and these came in a decent amount of Harry Potter sets, but it's always nice to get them in somewhat cheap ones. You have these tan lion heads at the back, as well as at the very top you have this owl, which is, I think, the older owl piece, if there even was an older owl piece. Just it looks different. The molding looks different than what we have nowadays. There's a couple torches on each side. And then there's also this chair, which if you were to sit one of the figures down, it would damage the cape, as these are the older capes. But if you spin it round, you'll find that there is that older style, like black snake, which is pretty cool. Nice little hidden secret. Use some nice, what's it called? Sand green, I believe the color is. Get this chair. It looks very nice. There's not a whole lot else going on with this little Hogwarts section, so let's take a look at the dueling bit. So the dueling bit is very bare bones. You can't even really tell what it is. However, it does function as the play feature, so what you do, you get one of the figures on the tile, and you spin this, and they go flying. It's a pretty neat feature. You can have Draco here, and do the spell that knocks Harry off his feet. These bits do fall off rather easily, though. And I think for a 2002 set, it definitely does show its age. Because if they had this feature nowadays, you wouldn't have to put them on this bit where they could easily fall over. You could probably have some bits on the side so they were a bit more stable and locked in place when you went to launch them. But it does its job as a play feature, and I can see kids having some pretty nice fun with this. But that's it for the builds of the set. Let's give the final verdict, because I don't have the instructions. I've got all this used. So overall, the old Harry Potter Dueling Club is a really nice little set. For $20 back in the day, this was definitely worth it. And if you want a little vintage taste of old Harry Potter, I would definitely recommend this. It does show its age, but that's part of the charm, in my opinion. Because if it was a very modern set, there wouldn't be much point in getting it. If you wanted a taste of the olden days. You get Gilderoy Lockhart in a pretty cheap set, which is good because he does not come in many sets at all, let alone cheap ones. And as for price, this is not that expensive if you want to buy it second hand, even if you want it sealed in the box. It's maybe only about $40. So compared to other things that have gotten extremely expensive very fast, it's a not bad price. You also get that glow-in-the-dark head Snape, which I just think is so weird and fun. It's just such a weird decision by LEGO to make, and I think it makes this set more collectible to get that glow-in-the-dark Snape figure. So overall, I would give this set an 8 out of 10. It's a good set, has a fun play feature, and it gives you a little taste of the vintage Harry Potter days, back before we had back torso printing and flesh tone characters. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you guys later. Peace.